a huge investment in transportation in Nigeria.
It will be the face of the new Nigeria that we are all looking forward to.
Through time immemorial, man has devised one form of transportation or another as he traversed the face of the earth. From riding on horseback, donkeys and cattle, to beast-driven carts, ships and boats, bicycles and tricycles, auto-rickshaws, automobiles, trains, aircraft and other forms. The earnest desire to fulfill his nomadic nature for livelihood, pleasure, business or adventure, and to do it faster has led to remarkable transformations in the global transport sector over the years. Today, the movement of people, goods and commodities from one place to another is an important aspect of any economy. However, the amount to which transportation propels the economy of a nation is largely dependent on its quality and efficiency. In 2022, the transport sector in Nigeria contributed around 2% to the nation's GDP, compared to 9% in the United States, 8.9% in the United Kingdom, and 6.5% in South Africa. The low contribution in Nigeria's case is not for lack of a market, but is occasioned by many years of neglect and lack of planning towards an efficient and profitable transport sector. It was for this reason that former President Muhammadu Buhari's administration launched a comprehensive rail transport initiative, beginning with the commissioning of the Abuja-Kaduna Rail Transport Service and followed by the Warri to Itakpe and Lagos to Ibadan routes. This was part of a broader framework to link up Nigeria through rail transport and connect the nation to its West African neighbors as a way of promoting trade, enhancing movement, and advancing the cause of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. While these are considered laudable, the countries took the risk of allowing them go the way of previous projects that lacked any plan for knowledge transfer and continuity. It was during a contract renegotiation meeting between the Federal Ministry of Transportation, led at the time by Right Honorable Rotimi Amechi, and the China Civil Engineering and Construction Company, CCECC, for the Lagos to Kano Rail Modernization Project, that the request was made to the company to establish a university for skills development and technology transfer. This was expected to help see the nation develop the requisite manpower to not just maintain the crucial transport infrastructure being put in place, but also drive the development of new ones. When the management, staff and students of Federal University of Transportation, Daura, gathered on 21st September 2024 for the inaugural matriculation exercise of the university, heralding the historic actualization of the vision of its founders, it was to pledge their allegiance to the ideals that will see to the transformation of the nation's transport sector.
Schedules and regulations. The good governance of the university. So help me God.
In this country today, there is no serious transportation blueprint. That's why you have apartheid system of transportation all over the country. Common intermodal system of transportation is not available to the people. So we believe that the administration have said that part of the objective of Renew Hope is to engender an efficient and effective intermodal system of transportation in the country. But if you let's even assume that the infrastructures are put in place. There are some people that we need to manage the infrastructure, either in terms of maintenance, in terms of operations, and all other associated responsibility. The reality on ground, however, shows that we do not have such number of professionals that are required to attend to such issues. And this university was given birth to develop that capacity and make a career out of transportation industry.
A thriving aviation sector, a fast-rising maritime industry, an efficient road transport network, and adequate rail services that crisscross the entire nation, among others, are some of the objectives of government. But getting there requires developing the skills to drive the change. With the university functioning today, the stage is now set for a promising future.
An average person that has read transportation can confidently say, I'm an expert in this area and I can deal with this area and also be able to sustain what is on ground. Without it, of course, it will be a bad investment, because if there's nobody to maintain what you have invested in, there's nobody to operate it, then it's a complete waste of resources.
But getting to this point took painstaking efforts, akin to the sacrifices required for the attainment of any great feat. Thankfully, a tested workaholic and passionate driver of reforms in the person of Professor Umar Katsayal was appointed to midwife the kick-off. Bringing on board his rich experience from Ahmadu Bello University, he has since put the institution on the path of sustainable growth.
The academic activities, that means lectures after admission, kicks off in February this year. So it's barely 8 to 10, 8 months. However, my appointment was in May 2023. And at that time, I was the only person. I moved around, first introducing the university to those very important relevant agencies for them to know. Because despite the fact that the university has an Establishment Act which is different from other newly established universities, as I'm speaking to you now, at the moment, many those universities of 10 and more than 10 years old, they don't have Establishment Act. They are only using the fiat, the approval by the Federal Executive Council. But up to now, they couldn't get the Act of the National Assembly establishing them. But this university, before even my appointment, we made sure has gotten the blessing of the National Assembly by passing the bill establishing it, and also Mr. President, the former President, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, also signed into law.
With CCECC agreeing to fund the takeoff of the university with classrooms, laboratories, dormitories and workshops as a corporate social responsibility from profits made from the project, as well as to kickstart the project. Technics, Engineering, Agriculture, Marketing, Team Nigeria Limited was approached to provide consultancy services on pro bono basis for the project. On 2nd December 2019, groundbreaking for the construction of the Federal University of Transportation, Daura, was performed by former President Muhammadu Buhari. A few years later, and the university became home to state-of-the-art structures, culminating in a conducive environment for learning and research.
When NUCs saw what we have, we submitted the statutory document containing the academic brief, the campus master plan, soil analysis, environmental impact assessment. They constituted a powerful panel to come and assess what they call resource verification visit. The resources the university has, they went around, and after that, they submitted a report, after which you can see these courses, 14 of them. The NUC approved those courses and permitted us to start. And the next thing was the NUC to communicate to JAM, because the university doesn't directly say, I'm now a university, to the JAM. No, it's NUC that will communicate.
Now backed by the NUC, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, and an Act of the National Assembly signed into law by former President Muhammadu Buhari on 30th March 2023, the university, which sits on 280.58 hectares of land in Sandamu local government area of the city of Daura in Katsina State, currently offers 14 approved programs grouped under Transportation Engineering and Transportation Management, namely Civil Engineering, Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Mechanical Engineering, Mechatronics Engineering, Highway Engineering, Railway Engineering, Aviation Management, Transport Management, Logistics and Supply Chain Management, Maritime Safety and Environmental Administration, Railway Transport Management, Seaport and Dry Port Management, Inland Waterways Safety and Environmental Administration, and Maritime Economics.
We were listening to the portal of the JAM, and not only that, they granted us permission to admit using this 2023, despite the fact that we were not, during the examination, we were not in the portal. So they allow those who are interested to do what we call a change of institution and change of course. And we advertised that those who got the minimum tolerable point, the minimum national cutoff point, and also those who are interested in building career in transportation. We didn't look for those who could not get admission in other universities. No, only those candidates that are interested in building career in transportation. So we are given 500 quota, admission quota, but interestingly, 1,250 applied.
A total of 600 students were initially admitted based on concessions given by JAM, but the number reduced to 478 after rigorous screening exercises.
In this admission of this very year, we have not started quite well, but we have the candidate. And the applicants so far we have doubled that of the last year's admissions. So we have almost 1,500 candidates seeking for admissions, and for a quota of, let's say, 500. So you can see we have a lot to choose from.
As one of its kind in Nigeria and perhaps across Africa, getting the human and material resources required to cater to these students was a difficult task.
We successfully admitted students for the 2023-24 session. So far we have 478 students whom has been matriculated just last month in September. And for now we are processing the admission for the second set, that is the 2024-2025 academic session. Despite some few challenges, we were able to invite experts from NITT's area, Nigerian Institute of Transportation, to come over and assist us in taking some of the courses, though for now we don't have expertise from the side of the academics. So we have to give them appointment. We employed them as visiting lecturers, some are sabbatical, and we also went ahead to ABU's area to recruit more staff from there so as to have full strength.
There is a document we call CC Max. It used to be known as BMAS, Benchmark Minimum Academic Standard, which is developed by NUC to regulate academic activities. That is the curricula. So any conventional university that is established simply just pick a curricula from the BMAS or the CCMAS and begin to implement. But in our own case, first of all, it is a specialized university. All the programs that, except very few, one or two, all the programs that we are running in this university are entirely new. There's nowhere in this country you can go and pick a curriculum of such nature and implement. So we are the first to develop. We are lucky to be commissioned by the National University Commission to develop the curricula. It wasn't an easy thing for us.
One of the experienced hands recruited to support the university on its growth trajectory is Dr. Suleiman Bello, a former bursar at Bayero University, Kano. His expertise also came to bear in trying to get the university on track.
It is only recently, just about 2 months, August, September, I can say August, that we started to make all those issues, all those challenges. We try to solve them. We work tirelessly with the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, whom they have been very helpful. So we enroll all the required number of staff, and now we are assessing our money very well, especially for the capital project, which have already started paying 30% mobilization to most of the contract. Because I already told you the government has already funded our capital appropriation, funded our overhead, and even funded the personnel.
With an admissions quota of 500 students approved in the initial stage, there are plans to entrench professionalism and excellence in its core areas of focus before expansion into other areas of discipline. These 478 pioneer students, brimming with optimism and excitement, can attest to the facilities already on ground, including well-furnished lecture halls, cafeteria, and living dormitories as part of the initial contribution of CCECC.
The Federal Ministry of Transportation gave them a brief. They said, okay, our site is 280 hectares. We want to start a university. We need road. We need perimeter wall fence. We need classrooms. We need laboratories. We need hostels. We need cafeteria. We need offices, so on and so forth. So based on the brief given to the Chinese company, they were able, when they came, first of all, the entire site area is 280 hectares. So they earmarked 1/3 of the area and fence it. So after the fencing, they started with access roads, then walkways, then individual buildings, then water supply system, then electricity distribution, and then student hostel, and then staff lodge. So these are the basic things they provided as a corporate social responsibility. And with that, with what they have done, when NUC came and certified, they said, look, this is enough for a university to start on a clean slate.
The current structures and infrastructure are in line with the structure requirement per square meter given by the NUC and based on the approved number of students enrolled for its initial takeoff. However, the vision of the federal government, which has now taken full responsibility for the university's operation, is to create a comprehensive ecosystem that supports both academic and technical training.
We have 2 boreholes built by the Chinese. We have a surface tank of 700 liters. We have an overhead tank of 500,000 liters. So we have also started expanding the water network, as well as the electricity network, as well as classrooms and laboratories. Then from our budget this year, we have 2 faculties coming. Faculty of Management Sciences is a huge faculty building with offices and classrooms. We also have Faculty of Engineering with offices and classroom and laboratories. We also have block of lecture rooms. The new block of lecture rooms we are currently undertaking has 19 lecture rooms, 9 on the ground floor, 9 on the first floor. So you can see, if we don't start expanding by now, by end of this year, in 2 months' time, we are going to have another set of students. So that calls for rapid expansion. So that when we get another set of students, by that time we'll transit to second year. So we need to expand hostel facility, we need to expand water facility, we need to expand laboratory facility, we need to expand classrooms.
We are tracking our performance. So after this session, we also put a request to NUC for permission to approve, to consider and approve more courses. We have aviation security.
The journey that began as a clear policy intention is gradually taking its course. Situated in a peaceful enclave, enjoying the patronage of Nigerians from across the nation, coupled with the huge market that transportation offers, students can find in FUTD a platform of choice for their pursuit of academic excellence and career development.
It feels very good, most especially when we remember we are the first set. I think that's the thing that keeps us motivated, majority of us, we being the pioneers. I must admit, we have first class lecturers. They are trying their best. The infrastructure is a first class buildings. We are trying to appreciate the environment, and the environment too is appreciating us, because everything in this school, we must see, it is standard.
I'm very happy to be among the students of Federal University of Transportation, Daura, because the curriculum and everything they teach is very, very interesting, and all is very, very okay. We do more of practicals, excursions, and so on.
As a pioneer student of Federal University of Transportation, there are many experiences. It's a well outstanding school based on transportation and transport engineering. So a well-developed environment, suitable, caring, and well outstanding lecturers that facilitate the learning to the students.
It's a typical day at the Federal University of Transportation, Daura. For these students, it's just another day for rigorous examinations. On the part of management, it is a period set aside for fruitful engagements and interactions with critical stakeholders, beginning with a meeting of the institution's governing council, led by its chairman and pro-chancellor.
That is the spirit in which we expect that we all dedicate ourselves to the assignment. We know we have daunting challenges ahead of us because of the teaching nature of the university. A lot need to be put in place, and somehow we need to move aggressively.
Interactions with external stakeholders are also prioritized, beginning with the Emir of Daura, His Royal Highness Alhaji Farooq Umar Farooq, and followed by the Emir of Katsina, His Royal Highness Alhaji Abdul Mumini Kabir Usman. A visit to former President Muhammadu Buhari, the visionary of the university, summed up the stakeholder engagements for the period, with the former president expressing satisfaction with how much work has been done to get the institution to its current state. These engagements are beyond mere courtesies, but vital to the smooth running of the university. Opening up channels of interactions with parents and guardians of students is another important avenue for transmitting the vision, getting relevant buy-in, and retrieving feedback for improved performance.
You continue to get your support as and when.
Good flying color.
The federal government of Nigeria continues to make huge investments in the transportation sector. Whether it's the road infrastructure being constructed across the length and breadth of the country, new port development and expansion of existing ones, improvements in the aviation industry, or the continued expansion of the rail transport system, there is a clear focus of what needs to be done for sustainability. The Abuja-Kaduna train service is a great example of what the right transport system, backed by adequate maintenance, can achieve. With an average of 3,000 passengers plying the route daily, the potential is huge.
Nice. And you're actually going to see me here. You're seeing me here now because I missed my train. They are very on time. If I'd come earlier, like on time, I would have left to them. That's like one good thing about them.
For me, I'd say top notch. I mean, it's commendable. So I don't have much to say about that since I haven't had any bad experience so far. So.
Before now, when we were running almost 10 trips, we have up to 5,000 above passengers per day. But after the event of that attack, we decided to start running just 4 trips for now. And with that 4 trips, we are having almost about over 2,000 passengers per day. Recently, there was an introduction of extra trips, which make it 6 trips altogether. That covers that we started on the 11th of October this month. And the patronage is okay. The passengers are increasing. Over 3,000 persons are being moved every day from here to Abuja and back from Kaduna back to Abuja.
If you look at the city like Abuja, you know, the need for multimodal transport system is very key in any perfect city. In Abuja, we're just coming up. The metro now is on stream now, and we that provide the services from Abuja to another city with a seamless nature of transportation system, a coordinated one, where we have the vehicles feeding the train stations, where the train station now move the passenger from Abuja to Kaduna. Then since the railway do not provide door-to-door services, then the vehicle can be covering the gap of providing the door-to-door service. So once there is a seamless transport system as obtained in other developed nations, coordinated ones within the metro, the roads, the railways, and even the waterways, once there is a coordinated transport system, both passenger and goods, it will assist in providing effective and efficient transport system.
Indeed, an effective transport system can be a catalyst for exponential economic growth, both as a revenue earner and as a driver of massive economic activities. From freight and shipping to air logistics and road passenger movement and haulage to even pipeline transportation. Having the manpower is a major step towards revitalizing the sector in Nigeria. It is a new dawn for the transport sector in Nigeria. The Federal University of Transportation is a burgeoning enclave guided by the core principles of academic excellence, research and discipline. The years to come are expected to yield the fruits of this exceptional vision being unveiled by charismatic leadership and strong government support, one day at a time.